In today's video, we're going to talk about The Batman 2, Matt Reeves starring Robin Pattinson Batman. So you may have seen some reports going around. They're not actually true, and the information is somewhat true. It's actually dating back to 6 months ago. So, what is freaking good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you're new around, make sure to subscribe and never miss any of the Marvel, Kaiju, Monsterverse, Marvel, DC, pop culture-based content that we try to cover on a daily basis. If you could, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know. Are you excited for The Batman 2? I think the Batman movie, Robert Pattinson, was great. I can't wait for the second movie. Now let me know down below, who do you think should be the overall villain? Of course, there should be multiple villains in this movie from the Batman Rogues Gallery. So, if you are new, make sure to subscribe. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And if you could, check us out on Twitter. So, there's been a lot of misleading reports going around. It's not really hard to verify and vet information. But the problem is when these reports come out from people on the internet is you have big-ass YouTubers coming out with a line saying the Matt Reeves would be introducing a Robin during the Batman 2. And then you look at the actual validity of where the report is coming from. And it's coming from one of the most unreliable scoopers who's actually just pulling information from really old reports. But I get it. You need your Twitter engagements for your Twitter revenue. So let's break down the actual report that came out. And let's break down where it really came from. So, the Batman 2 to film March 2024, Clayface to be involved. So, anyone can become a member of Production Weekly. That is where this information came from, dating back to at least June, if not sooner. Production Weekly issue 1352, released Thursday, June the 1st, featuring a listing for the Batman 2, which was previously scheduled to begin production this November, as per the Batman executive producer Michael. The listing for the sequel is now slated to begin March 2024 in London. It was not stated why, but it's very likely due to the writer's strike and now the actor's strike. The production end date was not listed. So this Twitter report basically pulling information from an old report and also saying Clayface to be involved. And the problem when some people come out and say this stuff on Twitter is, for some reason, they have huge followings only on Twitter. You look at their Instagram, you look at their YouTube, they have no existence at all. Usually when I vet sources and look at where information is coming from, I look to see if they've got a YouTube following. Then I look at their Instagram. The Twitter following to me is irrelevant. So if they don't have a substantial following on YouTube or Instagram, I don't really believe they're following. So the information in tweets not actually wrong, but it's just really guessing, and it's pulled from Production Weekly information. But of course, the report on Twitter doesn't state that. But then you get big ass YouTubers coming out with lines going, yo lads, it was recently reported that Matt Reeves would introduce Robin during Batman 2. No, it wasn't actually. That's really old information. If you want to go there, you could go there with Timothee Chalamet, who stars in Dune. You could go there with what he said. He was linked to the project a long time ago, but that's not real information. But then you could go back there with what Robin Pattinson said on introducing Robin into the Batman sequels. He has to be 13. That's the only way I'll accept it. No, I love the death in the family and stuff, but I think it'd be so cool. Also, people are so scared of it, but it's kind of exciting. I think it will be a really fun addition. Then you never guess what happened next. Said same report on Twitter from same account comes out and says, I know that Robin is in this movie and he's going to be 13. Sources confirm that Dick Grayson will be around 13 years old in the Batman 2. Is your source Robin Pattinson? That's a hypothetical situation. Now, it's interesting here because, as we know, Batman Brave and the Bold, I hope they change the director. Respectfully, I don't think Andy Muschietti, I think you should stick to your horror movies, lad. Don't think you should come anywhere near Batman, personally and respectfully. So the report is literally just citing what Robin Pattinson said. So let me get this straight. The general audience already has a hard enough time with there being two Batmans. So not only are we going to get two Batmans, we're going to get two Robins. And we know if Batman the Brave and Bold actually happens, there's going to be a Robin in that as well. So we're going to have an Elseworld Robin, an Elseworld Batman, a DCU Batman, and a DCU Robin. And then somehow I mean, it's interesting because obviously the Zack Snyder version of Robin was dead. We didn't get to see him. And we had the Titans version of Robin when the Titans show was, I don't even know if it's still running. I presume it's been cancelled. But we've had a live action version of Robin on Titans, and he was really cool. So what I'm trying to say is this information, it's really old. It could be true. I personally don't hope it's true. Like, if we're going to get Robin in DCU, cool. But do we need a Robin in the DCU and also a Robin in Matt Reeves' universe? No, we don't really. Because that would confuse people with Batman Brave and the Bold, the Cape Crusader's son, Damian Wayne. Do we really need two different versions of the same characters? One's Elseworld, but one's going to happen in this new continuity. Do we need both? Not really. So there is some validity to the Clayface story. But again, the Clayface story has been going around for the longest time ever. But it's almost like what's going on at the moment because of these actor strike and the writer strike is all these Twitter reports from these Twitter people is they're trying to get their ad revenue up inside of Twitter by bringing up old information from old reports. There's so much fan art out there for what Clayface could look like. The Batman 2 fan art imagines a terrifying version of Clayface. I mean, this image is actually pretty terrifying. I'll try and put it in the thumbnail if I can. I'll overlay it now. So you're basically taking someone's fan art from the internet and making out, yeah, he's going to be involved. But you don't say he's going to be the main villain. You're just like, oh, he's going to be in it in some capacity. Well, cool story, bro. The Batman Rogues, they could have literally anyone as a villain in it. You know, the rumors going around Mr. Freeze would appear in it. Scarecrow could appear in it. There could literally be anyone could be in it. But Matt Reeves is that good that if he does go ahead and decide to adapt some variation of Clayface, I really hope you get the aesthetics, the cosmetics, the prosthetics. I really hope we get a cool Clayface and it's not just a random actor with a messed up face. It needs to look cool. And there's so much cool fan art. So it's cool to push the narrative that Clayface could appear, but he's not the overall villain, but he could be. Anyone could be. There is so much fan art out there. Mr. Freeze has also been teased. We know the Penguin series is going to be coming out before the Batman 2. So I'm very excited for the Batman 2. It's just misinformation. Cool, this information is true, but the validity of where it's coming from, it's literally Production Weekly and it's being regurgitated and recycled. And yeah, I'm late to the story, but I wanted to wait to see if anything actually true came out. The first Batman was really good. One of like the best movies that's come out from DC in a very long time. So I am looking forward to seeing what variation of Scarecrow or Clayface or Mr. Freeze that Matt Reeves would do. But just because Robin Pattinson said, yo, Robin's got to be 13, does not mean that's confirmation or affirmation of anything. It's interesting how there's no plot leaks out at all. Because generally when these Twitter scoopers drop some nonsense, you go on like the DCU Reddit or the DC 4chan or the DC Reddit and there's a massive plot leak, but there's no plot leak out at all because guess what? They've not even finished writing it yet, most likely, because the writers have been striking for the last 3 months. They can't start shooting without a full script. It's interesting. So like always, guys, put all your theories down for Batman 2. I'm not saying the information's wrong. I'm just saying it's regurgitated from back in June at least, and the Clayface stories going back at least 6 months. But like always, guys, I'll do my best to cover everything Marvel, DC, Kaiju, pop culture based. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. And we'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.